such a tough year for teachers, schools, and families throughout the Bay Area and the country. And if there's a time to be all in for kids, it's now. I'm Ki Sung, host of KQED's Mindshift, and I'm honored to serve as the host of the All In for Kids Summit for Educators. We're talking today about childhood adversity and trauma, or what's called ACEs, Adverse Childhood Experiences. Whether you work in early childhood education or with older kids, many of you are very familiar with this concept. And if you're not, I think you will quickly recognize how childhood trauma may already be showing up in your classrooms, especially for kids who are struggling from the effects of violence in the home, poverty, or racism. At Mindshift, we've explored childhood trauma in several episodes, and one statistic that has really stuck with me is this. Preventing adverse childhood experiences, or ACEs, could keep up to 1.5 million kids from dropping out of school. That's powerful. Today's program is all about solutions. It's all about hope. Kids can heal from trauma. In our time together, we'll cover practical, everyday steps educators can take to help kids in our community heal and thrive. And this will come as no surprise to you, but educators play a critical role in protecting kids from trauma. We also want to celebrate and support you, the incredible teachers, principals, counselors, coaches, aides, who care for our kids at a time when our schools are facing unprecedented stress and challenges. So let's dive in. I'm so excited to introduce now our first few everyday steps that adults can take to help protect kids from trauma.
My name is Teo Enna. I live in San Jose, California. I'm a kindergarten teacher. This is my 16th year teaching kindergarten. One of the things I've noticed through talking with families is the uncertainty of COVID and what to expect next. So one thing I've tried to do in my class is just create this comfortable setting where kids are eager to log in and kids are forgetting about what's going on the outside and just focusing in what's going on in our Google Meet. We're celebrating moments, we're having fun together, we're laughing together, joking together, while also learning together. So we've just created this environment of celebrating this moment and just taking the best of it by staying connected and laughing together. My hope for children is that they grow up feeling that they are valued, that they are important, that they are part of the conversation and part of the community. So I want my students to grow up in an environment that embraces them and lifts them up and has them reach their full potential. So I hope that's not just my responsibility, but that's all of ours, and that it's important for us to lay that foundation for the kids so that they feel that they're being welcomed in every situation that they come into.
It's a super special place. I love teaching here. We have a really diverse student body.
Good morning, Ms. Robinson.
On a general basis, every day is something different.
Hey, Mario, hey, Sarah.
You don't know where these kids are coming from. We have kids that's been homeless, maybe not eating when they come in the morning.
As a teacher, you see students for such a short window of time that you only see external manifestations of this turbulence that might be happening in their home lives. The amazing thing is, as an adult in these kids' lives, I can help reverse the damage done. I think without providing opportunities for healing, we risk having students who are unable to realize their full potential. I'm a believer that any child can never have too many caring adults in their life.
Our hearts go out to all of those educators and to all of you who are helping kids learn and thrive during a really difficult time. Next up, we'll be hearing about something that may be new to many of us. We'll hear from California's Surgeon General, Dr. Nadine Burke Harris, a discussion with Angelina Jolie about why childhood trauma matters so much in the context of COVID-19. And then we'll turn to an everyday step that is critical for all adults too, and that's caring for ourselves first before we can help kids.
So last we spoke was quite a long time ago, about many months ago, the beginning of the pandemic. To jump right in, how are we doing how are the children within California specifically? What are you seeing, and how are they doing?
Some families are enjoying more time together. But for some of our most vulnerable children, it's been a very, very difficult time because children are not in school, because they're not at their after school programs and coming into contact with the safe and nurturing adults who would identify if there's something wrong. That actually what we're seeing is just a profound lack of identification of child maltreatment that's happening.
What happens to a child, if you can explain, when they carry that trauma and it's not addressed, when it's not treated?
What we understand is that especially repeated exposure or severe exposure to adversity, when it's not identified, when it's not intervened upon, can actually lead to long-term changes to the children's brains and bodies, right? And it can impact their both their immediate and short-term health and well-being, which can show up in terms of behavior, learning, attention, lots of different ways of manifest. And it can even impact things like how our immune system works, right? The ability to fight off infections, the ways in which the kind of all of the systems in our bodies work.
I want to ask you about racial justice and how that's so central to addressing trauma, and how it, we know how these issues disproportionately affect Black, Indigenous, people of color, and can you talk more about the connection, or how you're connecting it or addressing it?
Racial injustice is inherently traumatic, right? And trauma-informed systems, trauma-informed practices are fundamental to healing our longstanding legacy of racial trauma in the United States. When we look at the ways in which experiences of trauma get under our skin and change our biology, and the ways in which that can also be handed down from generation to generation. And when I say handed down from generation to generation, I also mean biologically, the risk, like it can literally get under our skin and affect our DNA, right? And when we look at the legacy of intergenerational, the trauma from generations, right? That our Native American communities, our Indigenous communities, our African American communities, the whole variety of our communities have experienced, and to recognize that can put our next generations at increased risk. We have to recognize that racial justice is a powerful issue of social justice, but it's also a powerful issue of health and well-being.
I think it makes so much sense now, talking everything that we've just been speaking about. And I really hope people do hear this, that it's for what we're speaking about now, learning this to take care so we can be the best mothers we can be. We can do everything that comes from also that understanding, back to your childhood adversity, back to understanding yourself, accepting what you've gone through, finding your center, knowing what's what you need, what you deserve.
And one of the things that's powerful about that is that self-care is not just, the importance of self-care is not just true for us as parents and as caregivers, but for someone who's an educator, for them to keep that light and that energy for the kids who they're interacting with. They're trying to keep up that energy over Zoom or whatever.
Watching them.
I will tell you, in doing this work with healthcare providers, as we've been, doing the trainings and helping to build capacity within our healthcare system, the number one thing I hear about is self-care. How do we do self-care for those who are healers, for those who are on the front lines, for those who are, trying to implement this work? And it turns out in order for us to walk that talk, right? One of the most, it's essential in every sector, whether you're an educator, or you're a judge, or to do that self-care, because it also tells us, I think it shows us that, there is a way through, that there actually, even if you're exposed to some really hard, difficult, dark, challenging things, that when we surround ourselves with people who really care for us and nurture us, and when we deeply care for and nurture ourselves, that there is a path forward, right? And that we can support our own health and well-being. And it does make a huge difference in our health, our well-being, our behavior, our relationships, and all of the above.
We're nearing the end of our program today, so let's end on the final step you can take that is absolutely critical to preventing and ending childhood adversity and trauma. And it's all about coming together.
As a middle school teacher, I have a unique window into the heavy burden our young people are shouldering now. On class Zooms, I've watched students juggle care for younger siblings. Many are overwhelmed by the demands of sticking to schedules set by themselves. So many feel lonely. So many ask, when can we go back to school? We miss it so much. I worry even more about those who I do not see. I know they are grieving losses of seeing family and friends, fighting hunger, fear, and anxiety, and navigating many challenges beyond learning, including the presence of violence or abuse in their home or community. And they need the connection of school the most. It's been hard to be there for students in all of the ways that we want to be. Now, more than ever, I recognize the importance for teachers to be connected to our students in trauma-informed ways. It's vital to their mental health and their abilities to learn and to recover from the trauma and stress they're experiencing. Thank you in standing together with all of us teachers so we can rise to meet these challenges together for all of our children, especially as we prepare for the road ahead.
Whether you're a teacher, a parent, or a neighbor, we all play a role in helping kids and families to heal from trauma and adversity. I'm so deeply grateful for your time today. And we're so grateful for the extraordinary way educators change lives each and every day. Please help us spread the word by checking out allinforkidsca.org to find out what else you can do to end childhood trauma. Thank you for joining us.
When they were young, I just wanted to make sure that my children felt surrounded by love. And one of the ways I did that was by playing Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life, because nothing says love more than a Stevie Wonder song. So I'm excited that they selected this one. My older daughter, Lena, for years thought that the song was about her. So it's definitely near and dear to their hearts as much as it is to mine. So we're excited to share this with you, and we hope you enjoy it.
Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Isn't she precious? lovely as she, but isn't she lovely? Made from love. Isn't she pretty? Truly the angel's best. Boy, I'm so happy. Boy, I'm so happy. We had been heaven blessed. I can't believe what God has done through us. He's given life to one. But isn't she lovely? Made from love. Oh, isn't she lovely? Life and love are the same. Life is Aisha. The meaning of her name. Blondie, it could have not been done without you who conceived the one. It's so very lovely, made from love. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Isn't she precious? Less than 1 minute old. I never thought the love we'd be. Making one as lovely as she. So very lovely. Made from